before I run out of energy.
Well, apparently Katie is already full of energy and ready to go, which is good because I love having a bubbly personality. Good morning or good evening. Welcome to Brekkie with the Guy Who Sews. It is the 14th of December. Can you believe that Christmas Day is only 11 days away? Has anyone else not started their Christmas shopping yet? Okay. Well, you're in a lot of trouble, Katie, because you can't just duck down to your local Walmart or shopping mall. So anyway, this is Katie from Greenland Quilters. She is a American who moved over to Greenland 11 or 12 years ago, kind of like me, where I moved to America from Australia. Anyway, I'll let her introduce herself because she'll do a much better job than I can. So it's over to you.
Hello, everyone, and I might sound a little bit hyper. I've been awake since 3 o'clock this morning, so it's all Sean's fault. I'm going to blame it on him.
Everyone tells me that, so don't worry.
So anyway, my name's Katy, and I moved to Greenland in 2011, so I've been here for 13 years now, and on January the 2nd, me and my Heartlight, Nikolai, will be celebrating our 14th wedding anniversary. However, he's with his mistress right now, and so we'll have to wait till he comes home from the ocean to celebrate our anniversary. He has to do this every other year because he's an officer under contract, so that's part of the agreement. So I have a YouTube channel called Greenland Quilter. I also have a Facebook group with the same name on it. My channel is about 16 months old now. I'm doing okay with it. I moved here, like I said, 13 years ago. I'm a master gardener, but I don't get to garden like I used to because obvious reasons. And so I picked up quilting, and that's why I'm now doing the quilt thing, because it gives me something to keep my brain busy. So that's why I have it. And I started the YouTube channel because I wanted to share my life as a Greenlander, because my husband now calls me a Greenlander because I've been here long enough to be called that. And so I am a product or a person of two worlds, and both my country and this country are now my countries. So I love living here, and I'm happy here, and that's what I do.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the introduction, and I apologize in advance for anyone that kind of got thrown around by all the different camera angles. I was playing with different buttons to see what they would do, and I was hoping to do one effect, and it didn't quite work. Anyway, so thank you so much for introducing yourself. If you haven't checked out Katie's channel, go and check it out. She has lives usually a couple of times a week, usually at 4 p.m. Eastern on a Saturday, correct?
Yep. It's usually Thursdays, Saturdays.
Yeah. And then sometimes you'll do it like on a Thursday or other days of the week as well. So
it's been Fridays for the last couple of months because Fridays seem to work really well. So I think I'm going to stick with that Friday thing.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, and you got to do your lives when it works best for you. Like I know I am super early for a lot of folks. 8 a.m. East Coast is super early. West Coast, 5 a.m. But, it's the time that works best for me. So I'm in a similar situation. I love seeing so many people here this morning, so thank you for joining us. If you are watching the replay, say hi in the comments and just let us know where you're watching from. I always love seeing how many states, how many provinces, how many countries I can see folks are watching from, because YouTube does not give me those metrics, unfortunately. It does tell me limited stuff. It says, the majority of my viewers are from the United States, but I don't get to see exactly where everyone's watching from. And I love seeing those metrics. Like I do see, I think it's Christina's here all the way over there from Sweden. So we are seeing folks from both sides of the ocean. I think all my Australian guests are probably well asleep because it's midnight over in the East Coast. You might see Jan later on. It's only 9 p.m. where she is, but other than that. But let's see who is here with us, because we have quite a few folks. I've been saying hi to most people in the chat before the live started, but then I started talking and the chat just went popping. So, there we go. All right, Miss Melanie Taylor, good morning to you. Good morning, my mate Mike from A New York Beauty. If you haven't checked out his channel, you can go check it out. It should be ! Mike, I think. Jeannie Hoffman's is here. It's good to see you as well. Inez, good morning to you all the way from Newfoundland, Canada. Andrea is here from Mama J Enterprises, and I think she's under Mama. She said that she's going to be sewing while watching. She's in Santa's workshop mode and getting down to the wire. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Yeah, I've got Christmas stuff I need to do, and that needs to happen sooner rather than later too. So Patricia Browning, good morning to you. Joyce Baker, good morning. My friend Annette is here with us as well, the fabric magician. And as we've already said, Laurie, good morning. Stephanie Fulton says, good morning, Sean and Katy. Go to listen to you while tackling borders. Well, good luck with that. I need to do some borders as well at some point, but not today. Good morning, Miss Candace. It's good to see you. Kathy Klein. Good morning, Chloe. It's good to see you. Good morning, Stephen. He says, hi, everyone. I'm listening, but I'm in another room getting gifts ready, so I'm just listening. I think we're going to see a lot of that today, but that's, it's that time of year. Let's see. Good morning to Miss Janice from The Right Way. She has a wonderful channel too. It should be under Janice. Patricia Browning. Good morning to Miss Mona. She has a wonderful channel as well. Exclamation point Mona. Christina, good afternoon to you from Sweden. And let's see. I just want to make sure. I'm trying not to miss anybody. It's hard sometimes.
Looks like a lot of people.
Melanie. I know, and I love that. Melanie Taylor says, I kind of got my Christmas shopping done, but I had to because my surgery's on Monday. I won't be in any shape to order stuff online. It could be dangerous. Okay, well, I hope your surgery goes well on Monday. We'll be all praying for you. Let's see, Melanie Taylor. Okay. Charlotte, good morning to you as well. Oh, and good morning to Mum and Pop Quilt Shop, Laura, Lynn, and Ken. It is so good to see you. I have not seen you in the chat for a while, so it's really, really good to see you. They have a fantastic channel. You need to go check it out if you haven't already done so. And they usually have a live around 1 p.m., although sometimes they do extra long ones, and that could be today. I don't know. We'll let Laura Lynn tell us that story, but I'll put their link in as well. Okay, so what did you bring along with you today to work on, Katy?
So, as some of you know, I'm one of the members of Handmade by Ying's channel, and so I don't remember. I don't know as much about it as some people do, but we are now on block 10, I think. So we've been 10 weeks in. And every week we get a new block, and we're doing them from these quilt builder card decks.
Those things are fun, and I realized I should have got one of those myself for when I did my 12 Days to Stitch It projects, because it would have made my life so much easier. So
there is 3 of these, and so every week she pulls a pattern out of one of the boxes. We don't know until she does it. She does it on Sunday at noon, I think, Eastern Standard Time, and she posts them in the membership community tab. And we have until Saturday noon, which is today. And for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been almost borderline getting it in too late. But this week is this block. This block's called the Barrister Block. And I think it's going to be fun making it. And I'm going to cheat, and I'm using half square triangles for most of it. So, yeah. And we'll see how it comes together when I finish doing that. So that's what my plan is to work on that.
That is awesome. And I really need to get myself my hands on one of those boxes because
they're affordable. I mean, I bought mine from Fat Quarter Shop because they ship to me and Amazon doesn't.
Right.
And the price is about the same, so it doesn't matter to me. It might be
they are very competitive. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's just pennies difference, so it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't help Donna's affiliate link because she most people have been buying from Amazon, so she gets credit for it. But I can't do anything about that since Amazon doesn't ship certain things to us.
Right. Absolutely. She should be able to sign up for a Fat Quarter affiliate link, I would imagine.
I don't know.
Anyway, her and Joe can sort that part out. Anyway, but that's a lot of fun. I really do need to look into getting that because sometimes you just want to make a fun block and it's fun. And she did a project with us a couple of years ago, I think it was, where it was like a charity quilt, and we all used a block from one of those kits to make, and it was a lot. I think I did 2 or 3 of them. And it was a lot of fun. So if you're ever looking for something that's like some ideas on how to make some fun blocks or just use up some scraps, those block builder decks are a really, really good idea. So but I do need to get my hands on one of those sooner rather than later.
You definitely can create your own pattern by using the blocks, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I'm definitely one of those people that don't want to make the same block over and over and over again. I'm usually a one and done. That's why I like my Art East, my Elizabeth Hutton, because I'm not doing the same thing 50 times. So, okay. So, Mona's asking, what am I going to be doing on my channel? What am I going to be working on today? Well, we're going to try something new today. And this could be a spectacular failure, and it may be a wonderful success. Let's take a look. So as you can see, I have Piglet here with me, and some embroidery thread, some scissors, some embroidery needles, and a nice needle here that you might be able to see. There we go. So we're going to try and stitch Piglet's tail on using embroidery thread, using what they call a running stitch. I think that's the correct term for it. So we're going to try our best, and if it fails, I have an alternate project on standby. So we'll see what happens. So this is all new to me. I've only done it once, but we will see what happens. Okay, and that says I got the Christmas edition on sale from Connecting Threads. Don't know if it still is. It's $11. So yeah, definitely go look for those things. Actually, what's it called there, Katie? What is the name of the product?
What are you talking about?
The box of blocks.
Oh, it's called Quilt Builder Card Deck. And there's 3 boxes.
Okay, all right. I'm just going to pull one up real quick. Okay, so on Amazon, they're about $15 to $17. I'm just going to grab one of them real quick.
Yeah, and they're $15 and something on Fat Quarter Shop. So, like I said, there's not much of a penny difference between them to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you have free shipping on one service versus the other, you know, that can make a big difference.
And the shipping for me was not bad. I went because I already had one box. I'm not exactly sure how I came about having one of them. I had there's one that doesn't even have this one. I had this one first. And you notice it doesn't say box 1 on it nowhere, which is interesting. But the other 2 have set number 3 or set number 2 on them. But when I ordered from Amazon, from Fat Quarter Shop, I think I paid like $8 shipping for it. So I can live with that. That's better than some high price amount by going to a secondary vendor. You know what I mean?
All right. Bear with me a second. I finally got the link to copy. It's been a challenge. I had to hit the copy button like 15 times for it to actually stick. So I just threw one in there just for you to look at. But like Katie said, there are several versions there. So yeah, if you're interested, go grab one. I might have to go put one or two in my cart myself and play at those in the near future. So there we go.
I like the comment Mike made. Mike says, Mona, you can throw the card across the room when you get mad at the block.
I love Mike. Mike always has the best comments. Like, you know, whenever Mike enters a chat, you know you're in for a treat. So there we go. All right, so let's see how we're going to do with this. So basically, what I'm using is, I think it's a 6-strand embroidery thread from Aurifil. It's in this dark charcoal color. It's what came with the kit. It works really well. And the nice thing about the thicker string is when you put your knot in it, it's not going to come through the back of it's not going to come through the front of the stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Sorry, my coffee hasn't quite kicked in yet, so bear with me. So yeah, Andy said, yay for Sean trying new things. I appreciate that. I have done this once before with the poo blocks, so it's not totally new to me. I'm not quite that brave.
Annette says that she has all 3 of the boxes plus the Christmas box. I forgot about the Christmas box. I haven't bought that one. And
yeah,
she said she wrote it off as a teaching business expense, is what she said.
Oh yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, who'd have thunk that? I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, a lot of times I write I'll put a lot of the fabric purchases. If it's for the channel, I'll put it on as a business expense because it is. Like, you know, I'm not defrauding anybody. All right. Can we all see what I'm doing? Not really.
So Be It Quilts is here.
Yep, Miss Fallon. And I'm excited. I ordered the ruler from her last week for the FPP, and that's supposed to be showing up on my doorstep later this afternoon.
I don't
So
mind having the really long ruler.
the quilters trim. What's it called? I can't remember what's called. The big one.
The really long one. I wouldn't mind having that one.
Oh, it's well worth it. The one
Just
she's
for
talking
cutting
about.
yardage, but
You're talking about this one here, right?
I don't know how long that one is.
That's the 24-inch. I have both.
Yeah, the longest one she's got, I wouldn't mind having.
Oh, they're fantastic. I mean, this is all I use for yardage. I haven't cut with my other ruler, and well, I might have used it once, but pretty much this is all I use for yardage. It's fantastic. You can, actually, I think they sell these at Fat Quarter Shop. They used to.
Do they?
They used to. I'm not sure if they still do. Fallon will be able to tell you for sure. But yeah, for a while there, at least, they were selling them at Fat Quarter Shop.
Was this before Fallon and them
No,
started their business?
no. This is Fallon and Matt worked something out with Fat Quarter Shop to sell them on their platform.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so I mean, because I know international shipping to you is not
Yeah,
super
it's not
easy.
bad with Fat Quarter Shop.
Yeah. So.
But no, I was not aware they sold it on Fat Quarter Shop. I've never seen Kimberly promote it, so I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah. Didn't do this right. That's okay.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool that one of the shops in Florida, when we were doing the Florida shop hop, she had two of them that she was cutting yardage that people were buying, and I mentioned something about I know who sells those rulers, and she says they went out of business, and I'm like, so you bought these before the someone else bought the rights to sell it? She says yes, and she says it's too bad because I really wanted to buy more rulers. And I told her about Fallon and her husband having the business themselves now. And I told her how to find Fallon, so I don't know if they ever did or not.
No, Fallon will be able to tell us, I'm sure.
But I thought it was cool that I ran into someone who actually had the rulers.
Yeah, actually, I never saw them in person, but I had one of my viewers who had some of the old ones donate them to Stephen over at Land Designs and the Idiot Quilter. And so they sent them to me, and then, I got them up to Stephen. So, as I never, I didn't unbox it because it looked like it was really, really well done. I didn't want to mess with it. But yeah, there's Matt and Fallon bought the trademark or rights, or I don't know. I'm not
whatever you call it.
Patent. That's what it is. Thank you so much. That's the word I'm looking for. These are going to go.
The lady was pretty busted up that she couldn't buy any more of them because she really liked them. And one of her rulers, you could tell she had used it excessively, and so she was wanting to invest in some more. And I told her how to find her, but I don't know if they ever did.
Yeah. No, I love those rulers. I use them all the time. I have the 14-inch one as well. I actually won that on Fallon's 30,000 subscriber giveaway.
Yeah.
So that was really, really neat.
Hey, Donnell.
Yep, Donnell's in the house. Good morning to you. I am working on Piglet.
Isn't she doing the same sew along?
She is. She's a little behind, but life gets in the way, and that sort of thing there. She's finished Pooh. I don't know. I think she's going to start Piglet soon. She's been busy with other projects as well. And this is a bit of a time commitment because you have to cut out all the fabric and all that good jazz. Okay. All right, let's see what's in the chat that I've missed. Okay, Melanie says, with Inez, I'm with you unless it's needed to finish quilt. Unless it's needed to finish a quilt, I'm not buying. I've got too many kits that have been sitting in line. Yeah, I had that problem a few years ago too. I actually bought a bunch of kits off, what's that place called? It was Craftsy, I think, back in the day. And I actually made a goal of mine in 2023, I think it was, to actually make all those quilt tops, and I succeeded in that. Well, I missed it by a day, but close enough. So I'm pretty proud of myself for doing that. So yeah, maybe set yourself a goal to actually, to try and make the kits. and not buy any more until you finish it. So I totally get that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
really don't want to talk about kits.
Yeah, I think the only kits I have that aren't finished right now is this one here that I'm working on, and the Alice in Wonderland, which I am working on slowly. I've got some of the fabric cut out.
I think I have 4 kits I haven't even started that I've had for quite a while now.
That's all right. It's our craft time. It's our fun time, but yeah, it can get a bit overwhelming if you have too many kits floating around.
Well, when I
That's
bought them, I was going to do them, and then I got sidetracked. I got on a. I'm right now. I'm on a boutique run, so everything else just kind of ceases to exist because of it.
Get it. All right, let's see. I know I've missed up. Good morning, Miss Brenda. It's good to see you. Okay. All right. Andy says here, trick for knots. Thread your needle with double strands so there is a loop at the bottom. Then when you take the first stitch, goes through the loop and the threads are secure with no knot. Okay, well, I'll have to try that at some point. I've already done the knots, so. Oh, okay. I was misreading Fallon's thing. It says, Mike, my husband hates chai too. That's why I always remember you don't. I thought you meant chat, and I was like, is that why? I was like, that's pretty rough when he's helping her with the lives and all, but yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about chai.
Chai, yeah.
Some kind of drink.
Yeah, there's there's the chai that we sell here in the States, which is pretty much like a powder, and then there's actually like proper chai, from my understanding, like that they serve in India and those sort of surrounding countries as well. Because my Indian co-worker tells me all the time that's not proper chai. He's brought in what he calls chai, and it's fantastic. So I get it.
Yep, they would know.
Yep. All right, let's see. Judy Herbert, good morning. Good to see you. Although they did have, I'm not a huge pumpkin spice person at all. I don't get it. I know a lot of people love it, and if you do, that's fantastic, and I'm very, very happy for you. But they actually did have a pumpkin spice chai in Australia the last time I was down there. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but it was fantastic.
So do you like pumpkin pie?
I love pumpkin pie.
See, I like baking it for my kids, but I don't eat it because no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, although I can't tell you the last time I had a pumpkin pie, because usually for Thanksgiving, Amanda will make a pumpkin cheesecake. Can everybody see what I'm doing okay? Not really.
True Blue, there's nothing that Cotton Cuts could have done about what's going on with the floral states. Due to the port strikes, it affected everything. So they're not at fault for that.
Yeah, the port strikes have been very problematic for a lot of industries, especially the shipping industry. That's my day job, and yeah, there was a strike up in Montreal a couple of months ago, and it still caused delays at the port.
Yeah, it does. I mean, when you get fabric from overseas, it's a card game sometimes, and especially since COVID. I mean,
yeah,
everything is just not working the way it used to work, and it affects everything. And so companies are doing the best they can. I mean, look at the United States Postal Service. It's at its worst I've ever seen it. And so companies do their best, but once it leaves their building, or if they've ordered it from somewhere else so that they can do what they're doing, and it gets stuck because workers want to get paid more money that they deserve, then that's what happens.
Yeah, and then sometimes too, and you as a consumer, you'll never notice. If it gets flagged for an exam, and they flag, customs will want to inspect certain containers, those exams can take weeks,
days, or weeks.
Days, weeks, yeah.
Pretty much.
But I think Kim was saying the other day at Cotton Cuts that I think they've got all the fabric, or it's coming very, very soon, and that you guys will be caught up. So.
Yeah, I know they got the red in. I think I saw that came in, so they were really happy about that. So everything's finally coming in, but yeah, don't be angry at them about it because it's not their fault.
She's not. I know.
No, I'm
She's
not saying
Andy.
she was angry. I'm just saying if you get upset, try to remember that, because Cotton Cuss will do everything they can to make it right.
Yep. No, they're a good. I love them dearly. I've been partnering with them now for. Oh, okay. Andy says, I mean, oh darn, such torture to sew more. Ha ha ha. So there you go.
Yep. I've been
Andy's
with
one of
them
our.
since 2018, so some of us who've been with them a long time know the way they do things, and like I said, since the shutdown, everything's been just crazy with how
Yeah.
things work.
And Andy's one of our ambassadors too for the Wild West Puzzle Mystery quilt. I
Oh
forget
yeah,
which
I didn't
colorway.
know that. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I forget which colorway she's doing, but I'm not sure she is doing the new one, Flyway, or not. I haven't heard.
Speaking of flyaway, have you heard what colorway you're doing?
Nope, and I won't find out until it shows up on my doorstep.
Oh wow, so you're just winging it then. I wonder what they picked.
I don't know. Apparently, I was talking to Kim about that the other night, and her and Polo got something in mind for me. I think they're going to take me out of my comfort zone as kind of the thing I'm seeing.
Maybe it'll still be batiks, and maybe you'll be doing the same colorway I'm doing
Maybe.
with Phoenix.
Could be. You never know. They might give me Phoenix. They may, I would not be surprised at all if they give me the purple one because they know me and purple batiks. Or they may throw me a wrench and give me something else. Maybe I'll do the black and white.
Yeah, I feel
Sorry?
like the purple is already in your wheelhouse, but if they throw you outside of your wheelhouse, it might be, you never know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. As I said, I chose to do this. I liked the idea last time when I did doing Wild West. I had Amber over at So Majestic pick my colorway, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed not knowing what it was. If it's a puzzle mystery quilt, it needs to. I feel like it's more fun to be a mystery, because I get the kit for free because as an ambassador, I'm really willing to do whatever they send my way. So there we go. All right, let's see. Nikki B says she's doing Phoenix as well.
All right. Are you doing
Phoenix.
the large or small? Sorry, Sean.
Oh, no, you're fine. Don't worry. Okay, so Andy says, yes, I'm having fun with PMQs, Tumbleweed for Wild West, and Odyssey for Flyway. All right, which one is Odyssey? Let's go take a gander at that. I am so easily distracted.
Hello to Deb S. She just came in the chat.
Okay, Odyssey is the one that's with all the browns in that. That's kind of like what I call the Wild West of Flyway. Okay. So it's probably not going to be that one because, they usually don't give two ambassadors the same colorway either. Donnell's doing the Rose Finch the Small, which is the really floral one. It's like with all the reds and pinks and that sort of thing there. That sort of thing there. So, all right. Good morning, Miss Laurie. It's good to see you. All right. Let me put my glasses on. I'm actually gotten to the age where I need glasses to see up close, and it's making me sad, but that's okay.
That's
better than losing your eyes.
That's what happens when you bypass 40 years old.
Mm-hmm. So true, and it's better than losing your eyesight, so I'm not complaining. When I went to go see my eye doctor, went to go get my eyes checked the other week, and doctor looked at me and he's like, well, you need bifocals. And I'm like, thank you, Captain Obvious.
Did you get the progressives?
No, I actually ended up getting two different sets of glasses, one for up close and one up far away, because he was telling me with the progressives, like the stuff that you need to see up close is at the bottom. And I usually look at a computer screen right in front of me. So I figured for me, it would probably be better just to have two different sets. Although
Go ahead.
I may change my mind and go back and get a set of progressives later on.
The progressives are great for driving and stuff. That way you don't have to switch glasses, if you're trying to read road signs or something.
Well, the
But
long
I do
distance
want
ones
a
work
pair
for
of
driving.
yeah, I want a pair of computer glasses though, because I feel like my progressives are just, and it's because my monitor is at least 2 feet away from me,
Yeah.
and when I use so sometimes I'm sure you see me do this. It's because I'm
Oh, yeah, we all know. Anyone that wears progressives or has eyesight issues like us knows what you're doing. So,
yeah, and that's why I want a pair just exclusively for distance reading of computer screens because I don't like to sit on top of monitors. I'm too sensitive to the light.
yeah. All right.
Our TV sits like 10 feet away from where we view it, or more, but we do have a big screen. Speaking of TVs, do you know what I saw in the store the other day? An
TV.
84-inch Samsung TV. And I'm
Mm.
thinking, we live in Greenland. No one has a house that big unless it's one of those two-story ones up on the mountain. And then, as far as I'm like, why would you need a screen that big? I think the 55-inch is big enough.
You know, everyone's different. Maybe yeah. I guess if you watch football games, like, maybe they want to watch soccer or
Oh, well, that
something
would
like,
make sense. Yeah, that wide angle going on where you can see the whole field.
yeah. Or if they entertain a lot of people, like I know we've got neighbors that have, like, I can see his TV and it's probably 84 inches big too. But he has a lot of friends come over and watch the NFL games on Sundays or whatever day it is. So if you're doing that sort of thing there, I could see. But yeah, for watching your regular shows, I don't think it's absolutely necessary. But, everyone's different. You spend your money however you want. You know, they probably
Yep.
think we're all crazy for spending hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars on sewing machines. So, all right, let's see what's going on here.
You know what Mike said? Katy, and men don't read road signs, laugh out loud.
He can speak from. I have to read the road signs, especially when I'm up in his neck of the woods, because if you take a wrong turn, it can be very, very costly.
Melanie says, Katy, we need everything bigger. Yeah, I don't know why that is either. I can't imagine trying to put an 84-inch TV in this house. I mean, our house has open space, but there's nowhere where you could put it at one end of the room and sit at the other end of the room, if you know what I mean. It's just
Yeah.
not possible because I would never sit on top of 84-inch. I've seen a couple of them up close, and to me, my eyes just go, oh my goodness. All right, time to be cutting these apart. Mike says, you've seen a $20 wrong turn?
Yeah, because if you end up on the wrong road and you end up on one of those toll bridges in New York, it's going to be $20, if not more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like,
when
you get to his neck of the woods, if you make a wrong turn, it's a very expensive mistake.
and then
if you don't have it, yeah, and if you don't have an easy parts transponder and they don't have cash booths, it could cost you even more. So,
yep. I'll be right back, Sean.
You're fine.
Something.
Yeah, so Mike knew exactly what I was talking about. There you go. All right, so let's see. We need everything bigger. I can look at Mike says you can look at fabric on an 84-inch TV. That's so true. Just not a hand. I'm not a good hand stitcher, but this is the only way I'm going to get better, right? Yes. Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you very much. Laura Lynn says it's looking great. I'm still getting used to these glasses because they're new, and I haven't had before this year. I hadn't had an eye exam in like 9 years, so my eyesight had changed a lot. I didn't realize how blind I was driving down the road until I got these. All right. Well, thank you so much. It's actually fairly easy. Like if you can use a machine. This is actually fairly easy to do. I picked this up very quickly. John, who designed this, did a wonderful job doing a tutorial for this, which is really nice, because without that, I wouldn't have had the first idea what I was doing. All right, let's see. All right, Andy says, made a mistake in California, ended up on a toll road, wondered why all of a sudden there was no traffic. Yeah, that's probably a thing. Because I know here in Virginia, if you make a wrong, there's a lot of toll roads around here too. So a lot. Okay.
You know, I'm not normally awake this time of the day.
Well, it's almost noon there for you.
Yeah, but I would have been sleeping still, probably. Well, maybe.
Yeah, but it's worth it to get up and hang out with all your quilty mates, right?
Yeah, I've just been having a lot of sleeping problems. I mean, it's been pretty bad. I don't think I've seen it this bad in a long time, but it's bad.
So this is what I've gotten done so far. We'll show you Piggy's tail. There we go. And then we've done the first part of the H for honey. But I think I'm going to put that away for right now because, I don't know, for some reason my eyes are getting really tired doing this. And it's probably just because I'm new at it. And I'm going to switch over to a different project.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, because I don't want to mess up in front of all these wonderful people either. So.
Oh, come on. You get to see how real it is for us.
Oh, yeah, you'll see. But, you know, it's not a big issue. You know, we'll make it work. But
like,
we'll
I don't know. It's like me losing rulers in this tiny space. I don't know how I do it.
I'm always losing stuff, and I don't lose huge space either. So. All right, let me just get this set up real quick.
Yeah, I had the ruler like 5 minutes ago. Oh, look, I found it. It was underneath my mouse.
Oh, very good.
It was underneath my mouse pad.
Oh, you know how many times I've done that?
Have you done it a lot?
Well, I have a mouse pad, but I put it underneath like a piece of paper, a piece of fabric, or something like that. So, yeah, you are not alone with that.
Oh, no, it's kind of crazy sometimes when you lose something. I told Nikolai it's like a ghost comes and swipes things out of our house. And then a few weeks later, I find it, and I'm like, well, how did it even get there to begin with? Which means I probably put it there and then got distracted and forgot that I put it there.
Yep, that happens. Well, congratulations. Jamie over at the Quilting Compound said her daughter had a baby yesterday morning, so congratulations, and congratulations to Grandma. That is awesome.
Congratulations on the new one.
Yep, Miss Lisa is here from Oracle Quilt, Georgia. She said, I just purchased computer glasses, no distance. It's supposed to help with the computer eye fatigue. 10 to 12 hours a day will strain your eyes. Yeah, that's very true. And I got the blue light filter, whatever it's called, with these ones that I use. But I'm really finding like I'm only really needing them for sewing because my computer just far enough away. I might have to bring them a little closer for them to focus. But, you know, we'll work that out. So, but yeah, anything close up, these are really, really good. So, all right. So what I'm now going to work on is trying to finish stitching this, which is my day one of the stitches. So we'll try and make some progress on that. Where did I put you? Come here.
You know, mine hasn't come yet. Mine's lost in mail somewhere. But you know what I thought about doing since it's not here, and I probably won't see it till the end of December at this point, is save it for July and do Christmas in July.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I was about to suggest that to you, actually. Because...
Yeah, and then I'll be doing something that's Christmassy, you know?
Well, the other thing with this, too, this 12 days of stitches that we're doing is it's not really Christmassy fabric. None of it is. It's just regular, beautiful florals and everything else. And you can go check out the different videos that I've posted so far for the first 6 days. I was supposed to put out day 7 this morning, but I needed a break, and I'll probably just put out 7 and 8 together on Monday. But the nice thing is, it's like, this is just a good example. It's all florals, so it doesn't have to be at Christmas time. So, I mean, you could do this thing in February, March, September, and just make yourself a beautiful quilt and not, do it that way. But, Christmas in July is also another wonderful option, as you mentioned.
Yep.
And I plan on doing a collab of different channels, including yours, Katie, if you'd like to, in July, doing a Christmas in July things, because...
Yes, I would love that. I would love to be included in on it. You betcha. You betcha. You include
for sure.
me, I'll do it.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be part of it. I'm hoping to get like 12. Here's a little spoil for everybody. I'd like to get 12 different channels signed up for this, and we maybe all do a different Christmassy project all together in July, because I'm used to having Christmas when it's 95 degrees outside and that sort of thing. Now I'm still getting used to this whole Christmas being cold thing. So I think it'll be a lot of fun to do a Christmas in July project. I keep talking about it, but someone needs to keep me accountable this year and actually help me make it happen.
How about I just yap at you about it then?
Oh, that's why I'm telling you.
Things you tell me.
That's why I told you.
You knew I would be after you about it.
Yep.
I know. Remember we were supposed to do this?
Uh-huh. Yes, that's why I have you around. So there we go. All right. So Chloe says you can wait that long, Katie, right? I couldn't. Yeah, I'd like to see if Katie can actually wait until July. I think you'll probably find that she will have it started, shortly after. Yes.
Yeah, I'll save it till July. I don't have, I kind of, how do I put this? If it doesn't get here when I need it to get here, then I kind of lose my mojo for even messing with it. So, and because it's going to take so long, I'll save it for July, and then I'll have a reason to do it in July. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just it's not Cotton Cut's fault. It's not at all. It's the mail system, and I get aggravated sometimes. And when something's supposed to be here when I need it to be here, and it isn't here when I need it to be, then I probably will just save it for another time.
Yep. Makes sense. Okay, so Jamie said it's the second granddaughter that was born yesterday, so that is awesome.
So how many granddaughters do you have now?
Jamie, that's her second one, she said.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, this is number 2.
I only have 4 grandkids, and I don't think I will have any more. I think my kids are done doing that. Unless my son meets a really nice girl and he ends up with another child. But I don't know. We'll see. He had a really good week this week, you guys, with his job.
Well, that's good.
He's so happy about having work.
Yeah, I'm glad it's all working out for him. It's been good.
It's been a long road for them, and it's going to still take time. I mean, they're nowhere close to being where they need to be, but blessings come in small increments.
Yep. Very much so. Good morning, Miss Mary G. It's good to see you. Good morning to Miss Shannon from Slay Art. She says, good morning, Sean and Katie and friends, listening while I drive to early Christmas with out-of-town family. Hope that everyone is having a fantastic Saturday. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Shannon. And Shannon's going to be joining me next week as a guest. It's been way too long between sit and chats with me and Shannon. And she's also
Shannon is Slay Arts?
Yes, she is with Slay Arts.
Okay, gotcha.
We've been mates for quite a while here on the YouTube world, and it's really good to see her. And she's part of the Quilt Trunk Show as well that will be broadcasting at the very end of the month, which you are also doing with me, correct?
Yes, I'm doing it with you. You said I had, I'm going to make sure I get this done this afternoon. Oh,
you're fine. We got time.
Or tomorrow.
So, today, tomorrow, Monday. If it ends up being Tuesday,
Monday, but I'll make sure I get it done this weekend. I promise.
Yeah. So basically, what's happening, if anyone doesn't know, is I do a yearly trunk show where I ask all my content creator friends to come out and hang out with me for a little while. It's pre-recorded, and they share their favorite quilts. In the past, it's just been overall, but this year we're going to do it like a more recent quilt. So I've already been I've met with several channels this week, last week. Someone sent in videos for me, and some are still working on this weekend for me. So I've asked everyone to try and get them to me by Monday. But if some of them need a couple extra days, I'll be fine with that. We'll work with it. At least I can get started with my editing for the majority of it. If everyone most people have it in by Monday. So stay tuned for that. We'll broadcast that on the 31st of December on New Year's Eve, but there's also be another big event on the 31st of December.
Oh, yes, there is.
But you want to talk about that a little bit, Katy?
Yeah, let me sit down so people can see my face. On New Year's Eve, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to run until 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 12-hour live. Today or this morning in the early hours, I posted another announcement, so I'll mention that. So basically, it's going to be a 12-hour live, and anyone, you can drop in and out. I will be doing several giveaways during that 12-hour period. There will be at least 8 Cotton Cuts Modern Maker boxes. The fabric that's in the box will be just a little bit under a yard because I took enough to make the block to do the tutorial because I'm an ambassador of Cotton Cuts for Modern Maker Box. So it won't be quite the full what you normally would get, but I might put a couple little things in there as additional thank you, for all of the followers. So there'll be that. Plus I'm giving away gift cards. And in order to participate in the giveaways for my live, you have to go over to either my community tab of my YouTube channel to fill out the Google form. If you do not fill out the form, you do not get to participate and I'll explain why that is in a minute. You can also get it from my Facebook Greenland Quilter group. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I am not chasing anyone down. People don't answer emails. They don't answer messages. And I don't like feeling like I'm a fish on the end of a hook, dangling, waiting. I'm not doing that game. So if you don't do the form, you don't get to play. The other thing I'm going to do is we're going to have a trunk show. Hopefully enough people will want to participate and show their beautiful quilts. If you're not a quilter, but you're a crafter, you can show any craft. If you knit, if you crochet, if you're a painter, I don't care what it is. It's crafting. Send it to me. And send it to me and I will put it on that 12-hour live and, we'll share it. And all you have to do is send me a picture, either come donate it over on the Greenland Quilter group, or there's an email address on my main YouTube channel. You should be able to find it easily and send it to there. I can also tell you what the email is. It's living.greenland2011@gmail.com.
I'm going to show your community tab link into the chat as well, so that way folks can go over and check it out. So you'll have all sorts of quilt trunk goodness on the 31st. You can go over and hang out with Katy for a while. You can go over and check out my quilt trunk show, which will be a premiere. And if you miss either one, go check out the replay and say hi in the comments afterwards, because
also if you want to come in on the live on a Zoom, you are welcome to come and sit. You can stay as long as you want. You can come in and say, hi, my name is so-and-so, and then leave. I mean, it's an open door type of live. And you can come in and out because I know other people are going to have lives. So you might come in and stay 10 minutes and then leave to go see someone else's live. I am fine with that. Just come in and say hi and be part of the. Just make sure you show up for at least 5 to 10 minutes to say, hi, I'm here. If you're participating in the giveaway, that's all I ask of you, that and do the Google form, because both is how you're going to get to play. And also share your beautiful stuff with me and let me put it up there. And if you're not there when the trunk show is happening, like Sean says, watch the replay. And I will try to put a timestamp in the description box of when the trunk show actually starts. So if you want to skip some of the stuff, you can get straight to it. If you just want the meat and potatoes part of it, there will be a part in the description box where in case you missed the live or you just didn't make it, but the trunk show was there, you'll have a way of finding it without having to go through 12 hours of video to find it. So
right, and that'll be very helpful too.
Yep.
Question for you with your giveaways too. Do the people have to be present to win?
No, they just need to drop in and I'll check them off that they come in and visit it. I
Okay, so
can't.
you have to go check. You have to check in and say hi. You got to fill out the form, but you don't have to be present. So that's pretty cool.
Right, because the reason I say that is because these giveaways are going to be strung out over 12 hours, and I am not twisting anyone's arm to stay 12 hours waiting to see if their name is going to be drawn. All I
Right.
care about is they come in and say hi, blah blah blah, and then I'll check them off that I saw them, and based on the list of the forms that have been filled out, and I'll say, okay, they came and said hi, and if I draw your name, I have your information already between your email and your physical address. So that means I don't have to come chase you down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's surprising how, like you said earlier, with the trying to track folks down. I think like when Fallon and Mike gave away their Fallon and Matt, I'll get it right in a minute. Gave away that beautiful sewing machine. I think they had to draw it like 3 or 4 times before somebody actually claimed it. Like I told them to send it to my house. I'm just having trouble with it.
I am so over people who don't get mad at me, but I'm about to say something.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
So over people who don't answer emails. They answer your email and then you answer them back right away. I'm always effective about answering my emails. And then you're left hanging for 2 or 3 weeks. And then they finally get around to answering you. I don't care how busy you are. When you're holding a communication where you're setting up an appointment, you need to follow through. You would not do that to your doctor's office. You would not do that to your family. Why should you do it to creators? Just saying.
I know. Well, I think, I think you've set up a good system, like you've set up good rules and that sort of thing there, and you've made it pretty clear on how it's going to work. So I think that'll take care of a lot of the problems, which is nice.
It will, definitely. Yeah. And I hope I don't offend anyone. That's not my intent, but, we all have a job to do, and we can't do our job if we're wasting time finding someone.
Yeah. And I think having that expectation and that sort of thing is good too. And that way, if they don't reply within 48 hours or whatever time frame you say, you can move on and someone else gets a chance. So I think you've done it nicely. So there we go. Good morning to Miss Jess. So blessed by Jess. You know her quite well. She's been on your channel many, many times. It's good to see her. All right, let's see.
This is a lot of half square triangles for one block.
Oh, okay. So Fallon says the first person didn't want the sewing machine. The second person used an invalid email address and so forth. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen if that happens. But the only time that would create a problem is if it's a gift card. The gift card needs an email, a valid email. And if you win the gift card and it bounces back at me, then someone's not going to get a gift card. If it's physical boxes, I have their shipping address, and I'm just going to drop it in the mail after the first of the year.
So it's like I told them.
Go ahead. Sorry.
When you fill out that form, take your time with it. It's like the spelling bee. If you don't get the email just right, that little bell's no, it's no bell, but it's not going to go anywhere. So make sure you fill out. If you misspell your name, that's one thing. But make sure you spell those emails right because
it does matter.
It does matter. Katy will do her best to get in contact with you, but she is in Greenland, so she's not going to be able to pick up the phone and just dial you in the United States either. So just make sure you fill it out correctly, and that way you get the prize that you won, which is fun. So and that's so true, Andy. She says if you run the show, you get to set the rules, make it easy on yourself. Yeah, I would say definitely I would say 48 hours to respond. That way it gives people time. Yeah. And after that, just redraw it. Have a second chance draw, and it gives everyone else a chance to, if they didn't win that first time and someone doesn't respond, then they get a second. Makes it better for everybody.
Can I revisit the gift card part real quick?
Sorry?
Can I revisit the gift card real fast?
Yeah, sure.
About the gift cards, on the form, I put a list of where the gift cards can come from. You have a choice of just picking one. So I made it this way because Walmart's on the list and Amazon. I put those two on the list because there is some subscribers that are subscribed to my channel who are not quilters. And I wanted to make sure that no one was left in the cold. Because they may say, well, if they win the fabric box, they might say, can I just forfeit that? And
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that people get to play and have an even chance of, winning something.
Makes sense to me. And I think the gift cards are good too, because it saves a lot on your shipping costs. When I've done giveaways, I tend to like doing gift cards as well, because it makes it so much easier. All you have to do is go to the merchant, buy the gift card, put the email in, away you go. It doesn't matter if you're in the US or Canada or Australia. Well, depending on the merchant, of course. Like if it's a merchant that doesn't send to you, then that's not going to help. But you can always work around that. So
I'm going to be paying the shipping on the boxes. That's on us. We're doing it because we want to. It's a way for me and Nikolai to pay it forward, because our channel has been blessed by so many people. And this is my way of paying it forward. And I don't mind sacrificing a small amount of money to send somebody some fabric joy so that they can enjoy it.
Yep. No, that's so good of you, Katy. I really am. What's the word?
My husband's a very giving person. He and I'm bringing this up because sometimes, you may think, well, that's a lot of money going out, but it doesn't matter to us, because what brings us joy is being able to do it, to give something to him, to someone else. And Nikolai, every year except this last year, has given at least 12 boxes of shrimps to people here in town. He sends the whole kit and caboodle home from Sissy Moot or Nuke. And then when he goes and picks it up, he takes it to whoever he's going to give it to. They don't pay for the shipping. They don't pay for the shrimp. It's on the house, compliments of us. And we just do it because it's a great way to bless someone who might not ever go and buy that big of a box of something.
I think it's amazing. I really do. And I think your channel has been a good outlet for you too.
It has. It really has. And lately I'm feeling really optimistic lately about the channel. I think I'm finally settling in a little bit and things are getting better, and I'm having fun. I'm not as uptight as I was when I first started. But I'm getting better at it. And it's because of it's this community. This community just, they see your mistakes, but no one points them out. Or they'll say, what can we do to help you? And that's what means the most to me, is being there for all of that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like we all make mistakes, and I love the input from and I'm sure you had the same thing. I love the input from the viewers, because between like, if you look at it this way, if you look at, like, I've been sewing for how many years? It'll be 11 years next at the end of the month. Some of the ladies and gents in this have been doing 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 plus years. So if you add all of us together, we have thousands of years of experience. I do not have all the answers. I do not proclaim to have all the answers. I'll tell you, I don't. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. There was a project that Katy and I got to do together early next year, which we will leave it at that. We don't want to do too many teasers, because it's got to we got to share what we got to do in a couple of weeks. Started in February for anyone that wants to join us along. But the project that she found for us, which she showed me this morning, I have never done. It's something I should have done as a quilter, but I've never done. And it's finally I get to check that on my resume, like my quilting resume, that I've actually done this. So, I don't have all the answers. And I think it's really neat that, we all come together, whether we're a content creator or a viewer. People suggest stuff to me all the time. Hey, have you considered doing this? Have you seen this tip? And it helps us all out immensely, because, I'm not the only one that benefits from that when someone tells me on a live or a video, because someone else will read that comment and go, oh, hey, I struggled with that too. And now I know a way to try and fix it. So it's fantastic. Okay, good morning. Tasha says, good morning, everyone. I slept in today. Well, better today than 2 weeks ago when you were here as a guest. So there we go. Good morning to Maritza's Yarn and Crafts. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, all of y'all. what he was talking about. I love it when you're in a live and you get, and I'll give you a good example. This last live I had was it was episode 2 of my creating scrap blocks from scraps. And I was doing a particular block pattern out of a book that I have here. And I discovered that I did a miscalculation of a measurement. And when I first started the live, I was already having difficulty with the paper that I was using for the foundation part of it was slick, and it kept moving. It wouldn't stay put on the fabric, and I was already a little bit annoyed by that. And so, when we're starting on it and we're getting to the point where I realized, I made a boo-boo, the channel hopped in. It was amazing that people said, just do this, sew it together, and then figure out the 2 ends and, do it like that. And by the time we were done, we got this out of it.
Yeah. And that's one of the advantages we have as being content creators, is we have like all these helpful supervisors, like they're not mean. They catch a lot of our mistakes that the regular viewer does not get. And so, in a lot of ways, we're very blessed and very fortunate for that, because if we're doing it on a live, people caught my mistakes, like, hey, Sean, you've done this backwards, go get jacked. Well, that didn't work out so well.
It takes a village sometimes, and that village is what makes something work.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. All right, here we go.
And I've really enjoyed. I'm starting to see more and more people make comments. There were several comments made about the live this last time, and it means so much to me to hear feedback of what they liked about it. And even if they were to say that they didn't enjoy something about it, it's good to hear positive feedback, even if it's, because sometimes feedback, you don't have to take it negative if it's not written negatively. Sure. If it's written in a more, what is the word I'm looking for? When you tell somebody, hey, why didn't you do it this way? That's not being negative. Yeah. That's saying there's another way to do this. And I love that. And so I answer everyone's comments on everything they post, because I want them to see that I am paying attention to what they're saying. And I got a lot of feedback on this last live, and it made me happy, you guys. I'm so happy. Yeah.
Oh, me too. Like every time I see a comment, like I don't always get to respond to it right away, because
well, you have a job, so
yeah, I mean, life gets busy, but I do read them. I respond to them, as quickly as I can. I'm a little disappointed on how long it takes me sometimes, but I do try my best. But I can assure you, I read each and every one, and it does make, because like a lot of times, especially when you're doing pre-records or you're doing a live by yourself, you're just sitting there talking to the camera, and you don't really constructive criticism, Rochelle says, that's what it's called.
Yeah, because that's the word I was looking for. There's a difference between being critical and being constructive about it. And the constructive is a good way for all of us to learn. And I appreciate those, it's just.
Yeah, and I've had people email me and say, hey, have you ever considered doing this, or you ever considered doing that? Or, if you did this, it would be better. And, and that's been fantastic. I read that stuff and I take it to heart. One of the things that someone told me at the very beginning was like, hey, if you try and look more towards the camera, it'll be a lot better. I'm like, oh, I didn't notice, and that was fantastic. Someone else came to me a little later and said, hey, if you improve the lighting a little bit, it'll be so much easier for us. And I'm like, you know what? I actually bought new lighting the other day. Thank you so much for telling me. I just didn't have, it's good to hear that sort of stuff. If you see something that you think would help us,
say something.
Reach out and say something to us. As I said, we might not be able to fix it, but if it may be something that we didn't think about. There was a question I got from someone the other day about the puzzle mystery quilt. They said, is the smaller pieces? They were worried about the small quilt having tiny pieces that they couldn't put together. That was not something like, I've been doing these forever, and it was not something I ever thought about. So please ask questions. Please give suggestions if you want. Don't be mean about it, of course, but as long as you're kind about it, we will take it to heart, and we'll definitely, take it.
Yeah, there's no need for anyone to be mean about it. I mean, there's ways of saying things without, being totally rude about it, because that's not what any of us are about. We're all about sharing with each other and learning from each other. And you can't have someone come and throw a wrench in the middle of it because they're feeling nasty that day, you know?
Yeah, but the nice thing is like 99% of folks are nice. It's just that 1% of the mean people tends to be the 1% we remember, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It
you
sticks
know,
in our, and I don't know why it sticks in our brain, but it does. Oh,
it's because we're human and we all have feelings, like, yeah, like, there we go. Anyway, so we'll try and move away from negative content,
hey,
because
Kat,
we
thank
like.
you for what you said about the block.
Yeah, so you're doing a great. Yeah, I've been really enjoying like you posted on Facebook and stuff too, the different blocks you've made. You've been doing really, really well with that. Like you've gotten a lot done
Yeah, I've
recently,
been on
and
a roll lately. I've been sewing like crazy. Suddenly,
yeah,
it's like, oh, I didn't realize I had so much done until I started going through the stuff, and I'm like, holy, holy moly! I've been sewing like crazy lately.
I
Oh,
know. I think we all go through that. Like we go through spurts where we get a lot done, and then there's sometimes where you don't think you got much done at all. But then if you sit down and look at what you did in the last week or so, it's like, oh wow, I've actually gotten a lot done. So yeah,
yep.
sometimes I think we all need to step back, take stock of what we've done, and hey, if you didn't get much done this week, that's okay. We all have good weeks and bad weeks. I don't know what I'm going to show on my podcast tomorrow because right now I don't have a lot to show. But maybe I'll be sewing like a madman later on. But we'll make it work. All right.
I do think that all of us need to think about one thing about what you were talking about is when you take a day off, don't beat yourself up for taking that day off because we all need time to recharge
Oh,
ourselves.
sure. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's okay to take a break. You need a break. This is not our full-time job.
No,
So there we go. All right.
you got to be proactive sometimes.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so Annette says here not to backtrack, but I just opened. This is going to be a spoiler. So if you have the Christmas box from Missouri Star Quilt Company, you might want to turn away or mute for just a moment because we're going to do a spoiler. She says, warning, it was a Quilt Block Builder box, Missouri Star Edition. So now there's another one. So I think that's the countdown to Christmas one. Apparently, I guess they have a different one. So there we go. Now there's 5, not 4. Okay. So if you have that box and you haven't opened it yet, I'm sorry, but I did try to warn you. But, having said that, you don't know what the blocks are inside. So, I haven't spoiled it too much, hopefully. So there we go. Jamie said, I take a few days off this week. Family comes first. Yes, that is totally understandable, especially with your new granddaughter. So, yeah, it's good to take a break once in a while. Definitely. I think that's very, very good advice there, Miss Katy.
Hey, Laura. She just came in.
Oh, Laura's here. Good morning. It's good to see you. She was one of my lucky winners from the other week when I did a giveaway for Donnell, not Donnell, Tasha's when she hit 1,000. And that, speaking of getting close to 1,000, my friend Donnell Stitchery, we'll talk about her for just a moment. I'll put her in. She's very, very close to 900, I believe. We'd love to get her closer to 1,000 if we can. So let's see where
y'all
she.
need to push her over that milestone. If you're not subscribed, get over there and do it.
Yeah, she's at 897 right now, so she's 103 away. And that last 100 between 900 and 1,000 seems like it's it's like the longest mountain to climb. I don't know why. I think we've all suffered that. I know I did. I know you did. Tasha did. Yes. So if you haven't checked out Donnell's channel, and she goes live at 10. So once you finish here, you can go grab a cup of coffee, a bagel, whatever, donuts, last night's pizza, whatever you want, and go over and check out Donnell's stitchery and, see if you can get her a little closer to 1,000. And then speaking of other milestones, one of our friends hit a big one yesterday, Becca over at Becca channel. She just hit 40,000.
It's hard to believe, huh?
I know. I'm a long, long way from 40,000.
We're all looking at our little numbers, and then their big channel hits another one.
But you've got to remember, all of those at one point in their life were a little channel like us. If they can do it, we can too. It may take us a while. But we can get there if we want to, and it's our destiny. And some of us may.
Go ahead.
Some of us may not ever get there, and that's okay. I'm here just to have fun. You know, I'd love to get that 100. Like, my ultimate goal is to get the 100,000 so I can get that beautiful YouTube plaque. You know, that'd be a fantastic achievement. But if I don't get there, it's okay. I love hanging out with everybody each and every week. I think it's a joy. I am honored that each and every one of you decide to, you could be doing a lot of different things right now. There's a lot of stuff on TV. There's outdoor activities. You can go outside and walk in the cold if you want. But you all choose to tune in and watch me jibber jabber for an hour and a half each Saturday morning. And it just, yeah, it makes me so happy. Like, I never thought this would be what I do on a Saturday morning. Like, if you told me 5 years ago that this is what I'd be doing, I would have told you you're insane.
Yeah.
So, you know, the numbers are great, but it's not the be all and end all. Like, I get so much out of this that if I don't get to 5,000 or 10, it doesn't really matter.
Someone asked me if I wanted if I had shot for a goal for 10 grand or 10,000, and I'm like, I can't even think about something like that. Oh no, that's not sitting in my wheelhouse of thinking about, because when you think about it, it's like I can't speak for you, Sean, but it makes my stomach twist.
And you could obsess over that, but I don't think it's, in my opinion, it's not worth it. You know, just have fun and just see what happens. You know, like,
go with the flow.
The community we build here is worth much more than that. So
yeah, I mean, we all want to grow, and yes, I concentrate on trying to grow my channel, but I don't have this big goal, this big lofty goal, because most of you know that I don't believe in doing New Year's resolutions because I break them every time. I just can't follow through on anything I set myself to do. So setting a goal of let's get to 10,000, I know that I could epically fail. So don't even bother to set one. Let's just do what we're doing and see what happens.
Yeah. I just try to make each video better than the last. That's basically my goal. All right. We'll see you later, Annette. Thank you for tuning in for a little while.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you for coming.
Good to see her. Fallon says she agrees. She'd love to reach that goal, but I really do just have fun sharing new patterns I design tutorial. And Fallon does a wonderful job of hers. I think she'll definitely hit the 100,000 sooner at some point too, you know. So
Laura Lynn's leaving too. See you later, Laura Lynn. See you on your live.
Right. Yep, good to see you, Miss Laura Lynn. It's good to see. Yeah, I was really happy that all the cool kids were here this morning. So, yeah, and Andy says, fun to have goals, but you can't always predict what happens on these platforms. Glad to be part of such a supportive community. Yeah, I just like the community. Like, I think that is worth far more than those big numbers. Would I like to be able to have this be my main source of income so I didn't have to work full time? That'd be lovely. Is that going to happen anytime soon? No, that's okay. It'll be okay.
Oh, Laura Sup says, Jamie, I added an injury to the list. I fractured my L1 vertebrae and am on total bed rest and seeing a spinal. Oh my gosh.
We're praying for you, Miss Laura.
Laura. So sorry to hear that.
Oh, I misread. Annette's not leaving. She'll say bye to someone else. Okay.
It was probably Laura Lynn.
Yeah. Mike said that Annette went to go open the 5th box.
Okay, can you ask a question? Who in here has a Martelli table or a cutting, whatever you call this thing?
I have a cutter, but not the table.
I'm talking about the cutting mat, iron top, and base. Anyone got that? Do you have that?
No, I don't. I know Becca does, I think. Yeah,
well, I haven't used the ironing part of it, and I'm wondering if it's safe to lay it on top of the cutting mat or not.
No idea.
Me neither. I'm a little leery about using it and making it warp.
So you're trying to put a like iron on top of it, or?
Well, you have here's what the setup looks like. This sat at my daughter's house for 2 years, and I finally brought it home this year when we went to the U.S. I got to bring it home with me. So you get, this is the ironing part of it,
right?
But there's a board on the back, and it doesn't feel very thick to me. Then there's the cutting mat,
right?
And this is what the back of it looks like. It's some kind of, I don't know what it is. And then there's this part of it, this Lazy Susan part of it. So it turns. But I'm wondering if this mat here will get warped if I put the ironing thing on top of it. I would think the heat would go through.
Okay, so Fallon has the same question I do. She says, does it heat through when you use it? I'm thinking it's probably enough.
I've not used this yet, so I don't know.
I think more than likely, I think you'd be okay, because I think if it's supposed to be an ironing mat, I don't think it's going to get super hot at the bottom. But maybe put a towel or something underneath it between the two layers just to be safe.
Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering if it warped this one.
If you have the ironing one on top, I think you'd be all right, because I don't think they would design it where it would damage something underneath it if it's an ironing mat, you know?
Mike says, I'm never an iron on top of kind of guy.
You never know what Mike's going to tell you.
Oh, you just had to go there, didn't you?
He did. You know, that's Mike for you.
All right. Anybody? So maybe no one has one.
Good morning, Janice. It's good to see you.
I don't know. I haven't tried to test it. I'm scared to do it.
Do you have like hot mats or something that you can put underneath it just to give yourself like a little bit of a gap?
Not this big, I don't.
Maybe I'm thinking like a bath towel or so. Like if you get a bath towel folded up.
Work, yeah, more than likely a towel would. So you know what? I'm gonna skip messing with it right now.
Yeah.
And I'll just use my other thing that I always use, which takes me off the camera. That's why I was trying to stay on the camera. But yeah, I might try that. And also I do have that batting that you can use that can go in microwaves and stuff. Maybe I can make a cover to go up on it, or a pad to go in between this and the cutting mat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So we've got a couple more suggestions here for you as well, Katy. And then it says turn over the mat part. That might be a good idea, because then you'd have the two pieces of wood there in between. I think that might be an idea.
Okay.
And then Andy says it looks easy enough to set the cutting mat aside. Andy also says do it without anything under it the first time to see how hot the bottom gets. You might do a test and see how that works.
Okay, because I was wondering about this. This is plastic on top of this Lazy Susan. And if you put the ironing thing right onto it, will the heat go all the way to the plastic?
I'd do it I think what other folks are saying too is do a test run. And I think that would be a good idea, because you're not going to mess it up by doing a quick test, and then you'll know what's going on.
Okay, so, all right. That's what I was wondering about, because I would love to use it in this small space so that I don't go off camera to press stuff.
Oh, okay. Pat says here, she says, I have the rotating mat, my telly mat. Don't put the pressing mat on top of the mat. Just put the pressing mat on the Lazy Susan.
Okay.
So she has one. That's what she's telling you to do. So go with that.
I have the rotating.
Yeah, so she's telling you it's okay to put that heat mat straight on the Lazy Susan.
Oh, put it straight onto the Lazy Susan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and I trust what Pat says. So
okay, that's why because I know there's more than me that has one of these. I'm just getting around to getting to use mine.
Yeah, I don't have one because it's not on my budget.
This
but I do have that.
Oh yeah, times they were running some kind of special, and that's when I bought it.
Yeah, I might look at them again. They come to the quilt show every year in Hampton, so I might look again next time I go there, because sometimes I have some good sales.
I want his doggone sewing table, the one that goes up and down. And I wrote to him and asked him if the power, because it has a motor on it apparently, and I asked him that if it could be converted over to European electricity, and he's like, he didn't know, but he would look into it, and they never got back to me on it. So I'm just gonna. I think what we're gonna do is invest in a IKEA, the table that goes up and down, and that's what we're going to invest in. I think, because you don't have to have electricity for that one.
Well, the thing with the electricity is it all depends on how it's rated, because if they have it, computers are rated 100 to 250 volts. And if it's the same thing for that, if the transformer is voltage select, allows you to do that, then you should be able to just put a converter plug on it go about your merry day.
Okay. All right.
We'd have to find out what the voltage rating is on those, and that might be the question you need to ask him, because if you can find that out, and I might look online too and see if I can figure it out, but that'd be the question I'd ask, is what voltage is it rated for? And because it'll say on the plug, it'll say on the transformer, if there is one, what the voltage is rated for. If you look at like your cell phone or your laptop, it will say 100 to 250, because that will cover the US, which is 110, all the way up to Europe and Australia, which is 240. So that's the question I would be asking.
I could tell you that the standard adapters you use for laptops and things like that, you cannot use it with a curling iron or an iron. The curling iron that I used it with, it melted over here.
Oh, yeah, because the wattage is different. Yeah, wattage and voltage is two different things. So
yeah, anyway, I didn't know that. I mean, no one told me. Yeah, so Pat, I will do that. I'll go over onto their website and have a look at the video about it. And yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll take a look too when I get offline and see what I can figure out there as well. So there we go. All right, so what I got done is I actually finished day 1 of my 12 days of stitches. This is the pattern you all chose.
Oh, that looks wonderful. Look at you.
Yeah, I think it's turned out really, really nicely. So there we go. But it's getting close to pack up and go home time. Well, I'm already home, but you know what I mean. So there we go. Yeah, that's an idea too. Dragonfly Sedona says, do you have a wooden or butcher block that you can put underneath the ironing part, like a wooden cutting block? Or
yeah, actually, I do have a big bamboo cutting board. Come to think
that
of
could work. But yeah, I would try. Yeah, that's an option too. But try what Pat says too, since she's got the unit and says, I think it should be fine. I can't imagine Mattelli would design something like that if the plastic's going to melt underneath it. I just don't see them doing that. I think that'd be a.
I would hope not. But
I really don't. I mean, I really don't see that happening. I think they spend too much time on their research and quality control and everything else in order to do that, because they do a really good job with their products. I use their cutter on a cake. Well, actually, I have to use this cutter for Fallon drillers because my other one doesn't fit. So there we go. Good morning, Miss Patty. She says good morning from Northern Nevada. Patty. It's good to see you as well. So
is your Martelli a left-handed cutter?
Yeah, and you know how you can tell? Everybody else has a red one.
Oh, it's the color.
They're color coded, and yeah, the blue one is left-handed, and the red one is right-handed. So that's like, if you ever see someone with a Martelli cutter, you can tell if it's left or right-handed just by looking at the handle color.
I want to find a home for my Martelli.
Okay. So there you go. Yep. No, I'm left-handed for eating and cutting and that sort of thing there. But actually, when I play sports right-handed, and pretty much everything else right-handed. So I'm kind of a hybrid, I guess, if you want to call it that way. So there we go.
Dexterous like me. I mean,
a lot of left-handed, like, and this is just from my research, a lot of folks that I've talked to that are left-handed, like for painting and writing and eating and that sort of thing there, a lot of them do play sports right-handed, and it's not because I was forced to as a kid. I actually went out and got left-handed like T-ball stuff and that sort of thing there, and I'm like, this stuff isn't working. I don't hit this way.
Yeah.
No, I did have to learn how to use a pricing gun right-handed, because trying to use those things left-handed was darn near impossible. But yeah, other than that, okay. Annette says it's on a wish list, a left-handed Martelli rotary cutter. They weren't super expensive. I think I paid under $20 for this.
$30, yeah.
And this is the 20. This is the 28 mil one. I had the little one. It was the only one they had left at the stand when I got there. I got there on like 1 o'clock on a Saturday, and it's one left. And I went and grabbed it before someone else did, not realizing it was left-handed. I was like, why is no one else getting this thing? And then I realized it was left-handed. I was like, sweet, that's what I want. Because I could cut right-handed if I needed to, but I prefer to use my left hand for that. So, okay, Sue Ellen Quilts also says that I have the Martelli round about do not put the ironing section on the cutting mat. Pat is correct. So, yeah, just put the ironing thing directly on the Lazy Susan. You've now got two people telling you the same thing. So,
gotcha.
Hey, and that's what we were talking about earlier. We were talking that our viewers are wonderful and they have a lot of the answers for us, and we have that beautiful advantage of asking it. Well,
That's
having
right.
said that, the viewers do have that option of also reaching out to us as content creators. Like if you have a question for me, send me an email, put a comment
Yep.
in a video, and say, "Hey, do you have an answer for this?" And I'm always more than happy to answer that. So yeah, do we have an advantage? Of course we do. But you also had that ability to reach out to us as well if you ever need anything. So all right, Andrea says I was in a fire and burnt my right hand. I had to learn to use my left hand for everything. I'm so sorry to hear that. But yeah, it's doable. Like yeah, having to learn how to use a mouse right-handed was difficult. The pricing gun, that was a very short-lived thing because then we went to barcodes. But yeah, there are certain things as left-handed people you have to kind of learn how to use like everybody else. So
Wow, there's a lot of half square triangles, Sean.
yeah,
Look how tiny they are.
well, that's not too bad. What size is that?
1.5.
Oh, I've done smaller.
Well, I have two, but there's a bunch of these 1.5s.
Yeah, I think the smallest I've done was the 1 inch half square triangle that I did with the scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz, and that was a challenge. I didn't know if that was going to work out, and it was like 7 of them in a row, and I'm like, "There's no way this is going to go together." And
Yeah.
surprise, surprise, it actually did, and that was like such a confidence boost when I got that to work. Kathy
Looky
Klein
here.
says,
Go ahead, you can read it. Pat
"Okay,
posted something.
oh, okay. Barry Hughes' channel. He shows a table that cranks up and down. He bought it at Home Depot. It's a workbench and has drawers. He put his sewing machine on it. So yeah, the IKEA thing might have something similar too, because yeah, your nearest Home Depot is quite a distance away, unfortunately. So
I saw what you said, Pat. Thank you for that.
okay, so there we go.
So I was right thinking it could warp the cutting mat.
Yeah, I didn't know. So now we do. So yeah, if anyone else ever wants to know, now they know. Okay, so
Well,
Andrea says here too, in case you forget, she wants to offer you something for your giveaway on New Year's Eve. I'll try to remember, but if not, please remember. Andrea is so wonderful. She's always willing to help us out with giveaways. So
okay,
over at
email me, Andrea, and I will answer you right away on that. Or if you want me to, I can email you to remind you that you told me to remind you.
yeah. So Teresa says I can go to the settings of the mouse and change it to left-handed. That's true. The thing I used to struggle with when we shared a computer back in the days is like I'd put the mouse on the left-hand side, and then Amanda or whoever else was using it had to move it to the right-hand side. So it was always like um,
Kind of
kind
like
of like
using
the toilet seat up and down thing. Like we were always going back and forth. So I just found it easier just to learn how to use it with my right hand like everybody else. And now I've been doing it so long, it doesn't really matter. So there we go. All right. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and start saying goodbye. I mean, we normally do our sudden goodbye at 9:20, but we're a little bit behind. Do you have anything fun coming up in your channel soon, Katy, that you'd like to promote? Tell us about, except, we've talked about your New Year's live already. If you just dropped in, Katie's doing a 12-hour live on New Year's Eve, but what else do you have coming up for us?
You just put me on the spot, man.
You should notice I ask this everybody every week.
I think that it's just me trying to get out of December without too much bruising going on. But anyway, yeah, tonight I am probably going to work on, what am I going to work on tonight? I don't know. I haven't decided on what I'm working on. Since you brought that up, there was a discussion on my live about this. Someone asked me if I pre-planned for what I'm going to do the whole year. You're looking at someone who hasn't planned anything. Not one thing has been planned for this entire year. I've been winging it. So I need to learn how to plan. So who wants to teach me how to do that?
Okay, so why don't we talk about that just for a quick second before we let everybody go?
Okay,
I think
that's great.
I think there's advantages and disadvantages for planning too far ahead.
Yeah.
People ask that question all the time, and they ask, do I have what I have? Do I know what I'm doing for 2025 or 2024? Whatever year. and I have the big events planned. Like I know I'm going to do a quilt trunk show in December. I know I'm going to do like my Battle of the Fabrics in March or April, the 12 days of Christmas. Beyond that, no. I just kind of see whatever comes across my desk and I want to make, that's what I'm going to make. I find if I say, okay, I'm going to do this project, that project, and plan it out one per month, for instance, I'm going to find something shiny in the middle, and then I'm going to have a bunch of stuff that I'm never going to get to. So I think there's a night, like maybe plan your big events, but then whatever in between, just do what makes you happy.
I do. I will say this to you guys. There is one thing I'm going to really work on this coming year that I'm going to do twice a month. Twice a month, we're going to. One of my lives is going to concentrate only on taking scraps and making blocks. That's what every month. That's what I'm going to be doing. 2 of my lives. That is going to be something I want to really stay with, because I am getting a lot of joy out of this, and I've noticed that a lot of other people are getting joy out of this too, because they're seeing someone take their scraps and make something beautiful out of it. Just saying.
Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, no, I mean that's great, and it's always good to use scraps, and I like to use the scraps wherever I can as well. You know, like I've seen a big reduction in how many scraps I have from the different projects I do too. So
I have so many.
Hey, everything, yeah. Andy says she's doing a temperature quilt for next year. Temperature quilts are always fun. You know, go check those out. There's a lot of people that do those each year. You know, but I think it's good to have a plan. Like, yeah, because sometimes I think a plan's good, so you kind of have focus. Like, because if you have 15 projects at once, it's good to say, okay, well, I might work on this today and that tomorrow. But it's also dangerous to do too much. Like, it's easy to overplan, easy to underplan. I think each person is different. You need to find that balance to see what works best for you. Is how I'm going to leave it there as well. Pat is asking.
Yeah, I see Pat's question, and I'm going to address that in a minute. Can I ask your audience a question that has to do with lives and or not so much lives, but pre-records? Are you guys in? And because Sean does his interviews live, I do mine pre-recorded. Are you guys still enjoying the pre-recorded interviews? I mean, do you still want to see more of those where I find someone new to talk to? Because sometimes I feel like they do well, and then sometimes they don't do well, and I'm kind of at I'm at a loss on whether I'm doing it the wrong way, or I started putting trunk shows and I seem to be getting more viewers that way. I mean, what do you guys say about these interviews that we do? Do you like them, or are they just meh to you? I would love to hear your feedback on that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good question. I'd like to hear the answer to that as well. So, Katy, what you may want to do, I find this is valuable, is make up a quick Google form with a few questions like that, and just say, you know, do you like this? What improvements do you, you know, that sort of thing there as well. But I think the pre-records are good because folks can always watch them later on. You know, because I know a lot of people like to watch my live, you know, the ones especially that want to get up at, you know, the crack of dawn to watch, which I totally get. We'll watch it later on while they're sewing. So having that on the background, I think would be good. I don't think it really would matter a lot to a lot of people, whether it's pre-recorded or that. And sometimes videos just don't perform. You think it's going to work well, and it just doesn't. And it's not because you've done anything wrong. It's just that it doesn't perform. So
they're all saying they like the interviews.
Yeah, then go for it, or maybe release them as me up. But you know, there you go. So. Yeah,
and I started putting the trunk show right in the middle of it, and I feel like the trunk show has really sparked more interest.
Yeah, just do a mix of both and see what sticks, you know, and what works today may not work in 6 months, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And I love meeting new people, and that's the reason I started doing this is because, and Sean, oh my God, he finds people more than I find people. I mean, I think I just hit the jackpot, and then he comes and has 5 more new people I never even heard of. So it's been fun for me to.
I'm always looking. I'm always looking, and I have people send me suggestions too. A lot of my viewers will send me an email, say, "Hey, have you checked out such and such?" So yes, it's really neat, and a lot of the people I found this year, especially, have been viewer suggestions. I've reached out to them and said, "Hey, you know, one of my viewers said that, you know, you're really cool. I agree, and I'd love to have you on. So yeah, just keep at it. So with that, I do need to run. Thank you so much for. Sorry?
Let me answer Pat real fast. Yes, I think I'm going to build that Christmas tree I bought from the store. And I know it's after Christmas, but you know, unless I see something more interesting up at the store, that would be a yes to the Lego thing.
Yeah, and you can always do it in July too if you want, you know, as part of your Christmas and July. Yeah. You and I will talk about that offline. I have an idea for you.
Okay. Thank you for all your positive feedback. And True Blue says to keep experimenting. So yes, I will. Yep. Y'all have been good to both of us. And
absolutely.
And Sean is the man. I mean, he's the rock star here because he has helped me learn things. He's helped with technology. He answers messages when I'm blowing up his messenger. I mean, he's never once got aggravated about it. He's just this cool guy that helps me out. And I want you to know, and all y'all need to know this man has a heart of gold because he's willing to help anyone. And he's done that this year. And thank you for that.
I'm a huge supporter of building a community. You know, like I think I get just as much enjoyment seeing you reach 1,000, you reaching 2,000, Teresa 1,000, someone reaching 100 or 250 or whatever it is. I get just as much enjoyment out of that as, oh yeah, do I want to see myself grow? Absolutely. But you know, it's just as much fun to see everyone else grow together as well. But it's fun. You know, I want us to be able to share that enjoyment with everyone. Anyway, if we don't go now, we'll be here until the end of time, and then poor Donnell will have no audience. So yeah, go over and check out Donnell at 10. I don't know if Russ is usually live at 11, and Mom and Pop Quilt Shops at 1, and Katy will be back at 4 p.m. today, correct?
Yep, 4 p.m.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, and then there's other viewer folks as well, Stephanie at 5, and that sort of thing there as well. So thank you all so much for joining us. It's been so much fun hanging out with you. I hope you all have a great day. Happy sewing, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.